Today we're going to be checking out the VanTop Rearview mirror dash camera, and it's the Discovery H612. Alright, so I'm pretty excited to get this thing unboxed. I really like these backup screen mirrors because they serve two purposes. They can be a backup camera and also a dash cam. And as you know, these days it's really good to have one just in case anything happens on the road. Also, a lot of older vehicles and even the ones that do have backup cameras have poor resolutions. So this is a great upgrade to practically any vehicle. So this is the box it comes in. There's a little nice sleeve here. I love the black detail on the brand. We do have some marketing on the bottom, so it just pulls right up like that. Wow, very nice. And it's quite slim also. Feels really good quality. And it is quite large. You can see my hand. It goes quite wide, which is a good thing because you're going to have a really nice field of view. So there is a protector here right on the top, so let's not remove that right this second while we're handling it. So on the top we have our ports, GPS plug, our micro SD card slot, and you will need your own card, our AV plug, and this is where we're going to plug in our backup camera, and a mini USB plug for power. And on the back of that we have a reset hole, logo here. There are 4 anchor points and they're rubber. And so this is going to sit right in front of your mirror, and you're going to anchor it with rubber straps around it. On the very bottom we have a speaker grill, a button, turn it on and off, and a mic hole. And to the left side, if we're looking at it this way, there is our front facing camera. There's a protector in the front. And what's cool about this thing is it pivots. So you can move it kind of side to side a bit if you needed to angle it just right. So it goes up and down and side to side. So that's kind of nice. Because it's off to the side, you can adjust it a bit to point where you want it to. Or if it's pointing too high, you can lower it down or vice versa. So that's a nice detail. But yeah, overall it looks very well built and very sturdy. Let's go ahead and peel this front protector. And you guys can see that the mirror part of it works very well. And that's the great thing about this thing is that it's dual purpose. You can use it digitally or kind of like a normal mirror, but it is going to be a bit darkened, so it might not work as good as a normal mirror. All right, so let's see what else we got in the box. Quite a few things in here. So the first thing here, we have the 2 straps, the rubber straps that stretch around your existing mirror and hold this digital mirror to it. We got the external backup camera with a very long wire, so this could easily reach to where you need it in the back, even if you have a longer vehicle. This is our plug for the AUX on top of the mirror. And then here we have a red wire where we can activate the automatic reverse backup camera. So let's say you were using this for front facing, you can make it with this wire where it goes to the back camera every time you put in reverse. But I think most people like myself will probably just leave it on reverse, so this wire is not necessarily needed to be installed. So we also have the power cable, which plugs in into a regular 12-volt socket. We have quite a bit of wire here, so it shouldn't be a problem, and our plug to the camera. We get a couple stickers for mounting the rear view camera. So it comes with screws and a double-sided tape sticker. And also this model includes the GPS, which is its own separate unit that plugs into the mirror. We also get a little cleaning cloth and a tool to remove some trims in the car as you do installations. And also we get a company card to contact them and the user manual of how to set it all up and use the backup camera. Alright, so the way it all goes together is quite simple. The GPS will plug in into the GPS port, and the backup camera will plug in into the AV port. And then we have our power cable, which will plug in here. And obviously if you want to record the dash cam feature, you have to install an SD card. So yeah, you can see that there's quite a few wires to route and install. So this is definitely the bigger part of the job. So for the next part, I'm going to install it into a vehicle that actually does have a backup camera, but it's gone so bad, almost unusable. So this mirror here is going to do both things, backup camera and also a dash camera. All right, so we are in the car and the mirror is installed, and what you're looking at is the front and the rear together on one screen. Let's go ahead and try out normal mirror mode. So there's a button under here, and when we push it, it goes just to normal mirror, and you guys can see that it's pretty good. You could actually see more than you would think. Like, it's a little bit tinted, but it's definitely usable if you wanted to use it that way. But obviously this is the way to go here. So we are looking at dual screens, but if we swipe it to the left, we can change it from the different cameras. So this is the front, this is the back, and the back is going to look a little bit more brown, and the reason for that is because the rear window is tinted, so it gives it kind of a little bit of a tint look, and then you can see both of them at the same time. So very easy to use and quite intuitive. So if we click on this, we can see there's a little menu that comes up. So over here it shows us that we do have GPS. It's recording in 2.5K, the date, And then our battery, so this does have internal battery where if you leave the car open and it's in park mode, there's any kind of shakes or anything, it will record when you're away. So, and on the bottom we have some hot buttons like microphone. You can take a picture, start a video, settings, and a lock. So whenever the menu disappears, we do get information here on the side where it shows us how fast we're going, time, then the date. So let's click on settings. If we do that, we can see we got a whole bunch of settings we can play with. We got loop recording, time lapse mode, audio, driving mode, how sensitive the G sensor is. So if there's an accident, it's going to record and lock those files. Then parking mode, same thing. You can adjust the sensitivity of that. License, sleep mode, encoder. So you can choose that between 264 or 265. 265 is going to be more efficient, but a lot harder to play on the computer. So I'm going to change that to 264 just for editing purposes. And then our frequency response is 60. So you can put it in USB mode, and then the computer will be able to connect straight to this. So you can read the files off of that if you wanted to do it that way. Here you can turn on the tapping sound if you don't want it to beep. The speaker volume, low, medium, or high. Stay on medium. You can turn the sound on and off right here. Streaming media, not sure what that is. Then we have languages here, and we got quite a few. And this is where we're going to set our time and date if we need to. And this is where we can format the SD card, which I already did, and I installed a 32 gig in here. Factory reset, AI speech recognition. So if you want to talk to this thing, you can. Here's all the speech that it recognizes. So I don't think I'm going to use this, but it's quite a cool feature. Our version here, GPS test, haven't tried this yet. So it looks like our GPS is connected and everything is good. Time zone, speed calibration. If you want to adjust, if the speed is not completely right, you can calibrate it here. And here we have the units, which we just changed to miles per hour. So yeah, these are all the settings, quite straightforward. So if we go back, we can see it's in miles per hour now. So yeah guys, as you can see, this is a pretty neat and really cool accessory for a rear view mirror. Not only can we see everything front and back, but we also have a dash cam. So the mirror just connects with these rubber stretchy things around, and it fit pretty good here. The lens is touching the mirror. The whole thing is shifted this way just a bit, but it's not a big deal really. And the GPS, I just have it next to the mirror here on the front. It's got a double-sided sticky tape there. Pretty good installation and turned out quite well. So I got the wires just going there and then to that trim. And then one's going to the power outlet and the other one's going all the way back to the camera over there. But one thing that we haven't touched on is that you can adjust the angle of the cameras. Then if you just push on this side and then go up and down, you can see how we can move the view. So we can go lower or we can go higher. So depending on what you want to see, you can adjust it there. And same thing for the front one, you can adjust it here also. And also if you push and slide up and down on this side, you can adjust the brightness of the screen. So depending on what you want, you can adjust that up and down. Seems like for daytime you might want to have it quite bright, and then at night you can adjust it to be lower, or you can completely just turn it off by pressing that button. Now if you swipe this way, it's going to go to the files it has recorded, so you can go back and play them back. The library of the files, if I just click on anything here, you can see that it plays back on this side over here. So that's the front. If we click over here, we can see that we have more options. What we can see, like we can see the rear video, and that's all the rear ones. Same way. So yeah, pretty well organized and quite simple to use.